Most people my age want to learn how to start investing but don't know where to start. In this video, I'll share with you my investment journey as a 22-year-old living in Singapore and share some tips on how you can start your investment journey as well. Growing up, I was never rich. I stayed in a HDB and went to a neighborhood school. I also wouldn't say that my parents were the most financially literate. And when I was younger, I thought that the only way to get rich was to work hard and save all your money in the bank. But as I got older, I learned about dividends from somewhere. It could be from dramas or online. I really can't remember. But from that, I learned that dividends will be able to provide me with passive income. And this passive income means that I could get a sum of money every month without having to work. This was the turning point where I told myself that I would have to buy my first stock at the age of 18. Now, how did I get my capital? It mostly comes from part-time work, and I started working when I was in secondary school, and my first job was at McDonald's. McDonald's paid me $7 an hour, and I managed to save up a few $100s from that job. After I graduated secondary school, there was a 6 months break, and looking back, I should have worked harder to earn more money. However, I decided to take it chill as it was just after O-levels, and we were studying very hard before that. I thought to myself, hey, I would not get these 6 months of holidays anytime soon. So why not just chill out and not work as hard since I can earn the money in the future anyways. Although I took it chill, I still managed to work some ad hoc jobs here and there, and I guess that earned me a few couple hundred of dollars as well. After I entered poly, we were all stuck at home due to COVID. During this period, I did not work at all as we were not allowed to leave our house for non-essential things. After the measures eased, I worked almost every semester break we had in poly. The jobs I did range from working at warehouses for delivery platforms to food delivery. And in poly, I stopped taking allowance from my parents, so I had to diligently split my income into expenses and savings. So since I started working at a young age, I understood the difficulties of earning your own money and how hard it can be. Hence, I was always very frugal and mindful with how I spend my money, and I do not excessively splurge on things that I don't need. I think this definitely helped me in my financial journey as I was able to save more money and invest that sum of money. So now let's move on to how I started investing. I started doing research by watching YouTube videos and reading online articles, and I decided to start my investment journey with Syfe. At a point in time, Syfe only had their robo-advisor product, and I invested $100 in this robo-advisor. Why did I decide to go with Syfe? Because at that point in time, I did not research enough yet, and I was still new to the market, so I thought that letting a robo-advisor decide on what to invest in was the best course of action. As I became more comfortable, I increased my portfolio size to $1,000. I started implementing dollar cost averaging, but since I wasn't working full-time and could only work during semester breaks, my dollar cost averaging period was about once in every 2 months or so. Although the DCA frequency is not as frequent, I believe that it helped me build up my habits and discipline in dollar cost averaging into the market whenever I have the funds. Fast forward to January 2022, Syfe launched their new product, Syfe Trade. This was a turning point as I made the decision to exit my position in Syfe's robo-advisor and move all of my funds to Syfe Trade. My portfolio only consisted of 2 stocks, which is Tesla and Palantir. I strongly do not recommend people to follow me and have only a 2-stock portfolio as it is super risky. I was only confident enough to go into this 2-stock portfolio as I did my due diligence and did in-depth research before putting my money in. The S&P dropped 19% for the year. I was devastated. However, since I did my research, I know that this drop is temporary, and in the long term, my stocks will still go up. Therefore, I did not panic sell. It was also around this period where Webull entered the Singapore market and was offering a very attractive referral bonus. If I remember correctly, it was about $100 in Tesla stock if you refer someone. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just $50. It's around there, but It was very attractive. This was the time where I also created a Webull account and referred some of my friends and received the Tesla stock. I just left the Tesla stock inside and did not withdraw them at all. Fast forward to today, I'm still using Scythetrade and Webull. However, I am considering moving my investments to Interactive Brokers soon. So that's about it for my whole investment journey as a 22-year-old living in Singapore. And here are some of my recommendations for all you who want to start investing but don't know how. If you are unsure or do not have the time to go and do your own research, I would recommend a robo-advisor, as you don't have to do your own research and you just have to put your money in and they'll automatically rebalance the portfolio periodically so that you don't have to worry about researching and looking at the markets every day. However, do note that robo-advisors do charge a small fee for managing your money. The next option would just to be buying an index fund such as the S&P 500, which tracks the top 500 companies in the US stock market. History has shown that the S&P 500 has always been in an upward trend if you zoom out and look at it long term. Therefore, if you buy and hold S&P 500 for more than 10 years, you are sure to be in the profit. I will make an in-depth video soon on how you can start investing, and that's it for this video. Bye!